Jai ISKCON DBT founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Śrīla Prabhupada. Jai Śrīla Om Vishnupada Paramamsa Parivraj Vitaristotara Satsi Sriman. His Divine Grace, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Om Vishnupada His Divine Grace, Śrīla Gopāl Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Om Vishnupada His Divine Grace, Śrīla Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki Jai. Om Vishnupada His Divine Grace, Śrīla Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaura Bhakta-vrinda ki Jai. Sisi Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki Jai. Se Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Mathura Dham ki Jai. Sinavati Mayapur Dham ki Jai. Ganga Mai ki Jai. Yamuna Mai ki Jai. Tulsi Devi ki Jai. Bhakti Devi ki Jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Sankirtan Yagya ki Jai. Prabhupada Srasidam Shri ki Jai. Sisi Radha Kunja ki Jai. Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai. Sri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta-vrinda ki Jai. All glories to the Son. All glories to the Son. All glories to the assembled. All glories to Shri Guru, Shri Gopāl.
Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I would like to express my utmost gratitude to His Holiness Gopal Kṛṣṇa Goswami Maharaj and all of you to be able to participate, witness and receive blessings in one of the most historical, most important, most spiritual day in the history of Devastan Mandir. Srila Prabhupada established such a beautiful temple. He gave most merciful, beautiful deities. He also showed us how to develop love for Krishna in our heart. He personally trained many of his disciples, among them His Holiness Gopal Kṛṣṇa Goswami Maharaj was very close to him, especially starting with BBT, and then also inviting and connecting more and more souls, more ultimately with Krishna. So thank you so much. We are so grateful to, first of all, His Holiness Gopal Kṛṣṇa Maharaj for giving us this wonderful opportunity to have association and blessings. We thank you all for those who have taken shelter. They are taking initiation, first and second, and those who are present as a guest, because this will be one of the most memorable moment and day in your life you remember forever. So enjoy, take the blessings, participate. Thank you again, and read Prabhupada's books and come to temple as many times as possible, considering this is your second home. Thank you so much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, this is a combination of the Bhagavatam class and the initiation program. Looks like my voice is going to crack up. So we'll read a verse from the fourth canto of the Bhagavatam. Chapter 4, canto 4, chapter 31, text 10. Let's read it translation. Oh, you use this.
Or you can set it up. You set it up properly. Take it over.
Somebody should control the children.
किं जन्मभिस्त्रिभिर्वेहा शौक्रा सावित्र यज्ञिकाये कर्मभिर्वात्रयी प्रोक्ताये पुंसोऽपि विबुधायुषा किं. What is the use? Janmabhi, of births. Tribhi, three. Va, or. Iha, in this world. Shokra, by semen. Savitra, by initiation. Yajñikai, by becoming a perfect Brahmana. Karmabhi, by activities. Va, or. Trayi, in the Vedas. Proktai, instructed. Pungsa, of a human being. Even. Vibudha, of the demigods. Ayusha, with the duration of life. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada Ki. A civilized human being has three kinds of births. The first birth is by a pure father and mother, and this birth is called birth by semen. The next birth takes place when one is initiated by the spiritual master, and this birth is called Savitra. The third birth, called Yajñika, takes place when one is given the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu. Despite the opportunities for attaining such births, even if one gets the lifespan of a demigod, if one does not actually engage in the service of the Lord, everything is useless. Similarly, one's activities may be mundane or spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord. Should we repeat it? Purport. The word Shokra Janma means taking birth by seminal discharge. Animals can take their birth in this way too. However, a human being can be reformed from the Shokra Janma, as recommended in the Vedic civilization. Before the birth takes place or before father and mother unite, there is a ceremony called Garbhodhana Sanskar, which must be adopted. This Garbhodhana Sanskar is especially recommended for higher castes, especially the Brahmana caste. It is said in the Shastras that if the Garbhodhana Sanskar is not practiced among the higher castes, the entire family becomes Shudra. It is also stated that in this age of Kali, everyone is Shudra due to the absence of the Garbhodhan Sanskar. This is the Vedic system. According to the Pancharatika system, however, even though everyone is a Shudra due to the absence of the Garbhodhan Sanskar, if a person has but a little tendency to become Krishna conscious, he should be given the chance to elevate himself to the transcendental platform of devotional service. A civilized translation. A civilized human being has three kinds of births. Please
human being has three kinds of births.
Please repeat. A civilized human being has three kinds of births. The first birth is by a pure father and mother. And this birth is called birth by semen. The next birth takes place when one is initiated by the spiritual master. And this birth is called Savitra. The third birth, called Yajika, takes place when one is given the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu. Despite the opportunities for attaining such births, even if one gets the lifespan of a demigod, if one does not actually engage in the service of the Lord, everything is useless. Similarly, one's activities may be mundane or spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord.
Thank you. Om 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐭 Śrī Gurave Namah Śrī Chaitanya Manavestam Sarvadhamīnam Putri Sarvapakadama Radhisāma Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, we are witnessing an initiation program. When several devotees are participating. In this work of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the Muni is the speaker. In this chapter, in the previous chapter, and the Muni gave specific instruction to Pratita, who was the sons of King Parishad. And he explained to them what is the goal of human life. We see this education being imparted again and again. So, now the Muni is explaining to the Pratita that a civilized human being has three births. You may say, I just have only one birth, and three births. The first birth is the womb of the mother. It is called in Sanskrit Shokra Janma. Shokra in Sanskrit means semen. This means birth as a result of seminal discharge. And this is common to human beings and to animals. Is that right? Human beings, some human beings have no interest in spirituality, the goal of life. So first is Shoka Janma, birth obtained as a result of seminal discharge. The second birth is realized when one gets initiated into chanting, he gets initiated. The second birth is realized when one gets initiated by a bona fide spiritual master. The scriptures explain the importance of initiation in spiritual development. So So this next birth is called Uno, Savitra Janma. First is Shukra, then is Savitra. And the third birth is realized after one has executed the process of devotional service. One has exhibited good character and good learning of the philosophy. For example, in our Krishna conscious movement, it is mandatory that anyone who wants Brahminical initiation must pass the Bhakti Shastra course also. So this is the third birth. And this birth is called 𝐾𝐲𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿. And as a result of this birth, one becomes eligible to dress the deities, cook for the deities, or arati to the deities, etc. Become a Brahman. So Narada Muni is explaining the civilized human being is one who passes through the different stages. Unfortunately, in society today, no one is interested in spiritual topics. Athata Brahma Jigyasa. It was about Vedanta Sutra state. But people are too interested in spiritual life. One of the judges, see, all around me is nothing but misery. And no amount of material effort is going to come back there. So Krishna says, come and surrender to me. So Narada Muni is giving very important education. First birth from female mother, second birth from when you accept initiation, and third birth is when you get Vyasa initiation. And you can have a fourth birth if you take the sannyasa. But so in our Krishna conscious movement, the Harinam Diksha is given after one has performed certain practices strictly. For example, one should have chanted 60 times the holy name every day. Not that when I'm in a good mood I'll chant, when I'm not in a good mood I won't. Because chant is not any cause. And you are going to follow 4 regular principles. What are they? What are they? No meat, fish and eggs. No intoxication, including
tea and coffee.
no excess sex life. Your householder, in Bhagavatam describes how a householder should live, and according to scripture, and no gambling. When you follow these 4 principles, they become the pillars of spiritual life. When you don't follow them, they become the pillars of sinful life. So in a Krishna conscious movement, it is discipline. And the instructions that they are receiving are all coming through discipline, succession. And they are considered to be very helpful if you want to make spiritual advancement. Chanting the holy name of the Lord is a must. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿 Namarupa Krishna Murta. It says in the scriptures, in 𝐾𝐢𝐬 the Lord incarnates. How did he incarnate? In his holy name. So we chant 16 times a day. On Ekadasi, on special days, we try to do 25. And what is the purpose of chanting the holy name? To develop the love of God. We have seen in the material world a so-called relationship. I have a husband, wife, father, mother. It is always ends in disaster. Most cases. If you really want to serve, the Supreme Master is the Lord. So, if one is chanted 16 times for a period of time, then he gets initiated. And initiation is really, this candidate takes a vow that I get to follow ISKCON. And one has successfully chanted and shown good behavior in dealing with other Vaishnavas, then he gets initiated into chanting the Gopal. So, chanting the holy name is our most important duty. But we must know that chanting also has three stages. One is the offensive stage. The other is the stage of minimizing offenses. The third is the purified stage. So chanting is beneficial in any situation, but it's most beneficial if you avoid the offenses. Bhav janma kara yadi shravana kirtana sumutana maya Krishna pade premana. Krishna Kṛṣṇa says, when we go on chanting from birth after birth, if he doesn't do avoid the 10 offenses, he will not develop Dhamma. We open the window. So chanting the holy name is beneficial in every situation. It's more beneficial if chanted by other people. So we should be very conscientious of the 10 offenses. Almost in every temple of ISKCON, in the morning they recite the 10 offenses. So there are 10 offenses that one should avoid. What is the first offense? Blasphemy the devotee have dedicated their lives to Gopal. This is known as Vaishnava. Or Chaitanya said, a man elephant, he comes into a beautiful garden. He steps on the garden and what will happen? It will get destroyed. Similarly, the gain of chanting the holy name gets nullified when we commit Vaishnava. I am envious, jealous of someone, want to put him down, so I criticize and so on. And these are actions instigated by the enemy. One should avoid that. And because if you want to make spiritual advancement, we should avoid the offenses. Lord Chaitanya, as you know, very merciful, very compassionate. He is described as the most merciful of all incarnations. So Lord Chaitanya was freely bestowing the love of God on everyone. But he wasn't so generous with his own mother. And the devotee was saying, "My Lord, you're being merciful to everyone. You're not being merciful to your mother." And the Lord said, she has offended. What was that offense? The offense was, she had anger in her mind against the Maharaja. She felt that he had influenced her older son to leave home, and it was he who instigated her younger son to leave home. So she was always upset. So devotees would go to his mother and say, devotees would go to Maharaja and say, we heard that such a mother is very angry at you. And Maharaja would say, how can she be angry? She is the mother of the Supreme Lord. So then on one occasion, when the Lord was exhibiting his transcendental form, Maharaja came from behind to touch his feet, and Sachimata took the dust from the feet of Advaitacharya. And then the Lord saw that. And now my mother does it too. So this is a detailed story. And it shows that the Lord gave so much importance to Vaishnava. So we have something constructive to say. We can do that. But no, we should not criticize. Just instigate by envy. Next is the second offense. What is the second offense?
What's the name of demigods?
All we don't know. Consider the name of demigods to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord. We were all brought up in the atmosphere. All gods are one. Take any path. Result is going to be the same. But when you come to ISKCON and you start reading Prabhupada's book, you get a whole new picture. Then you understand. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐭 Krishna has a birthday. Krishna is the only master. All of that. Then you get to understand Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And just like when you water the root of the tree, the water reaches all the leaves. When you're hungry, you put food in one place, the stomach, and to give strength to the whole body. So similarly, we give our devotion to Krishna, and that devotion also satisfies the millions of demigods that are there. You don't have to separately satisfy them. So to think that these demigods are equal to Supreme Lord is an illusion. And to think that they are independent of the Lord is also an illusion. These demigods pray and acknowledge that they are subordinate to the Supreme Lord. Exodus 2, the third one. Quickly. These are very orders of the spiritual master. What is the role of the spiritual master? The spiritual master is transcendental postman who just gives you, imparts to you philosophy. This is coming down from the sufficient. Spiritual master is a spiritual teacher. And Rupa Goswami says, Vacha Vega Manasa Krodha Vega, Jiva Vega Mudana Pasa Vega. You must have control over the body, mind, and sense. The spiritual master was preached by example. You should practice what he preaches, and then his preaching will have effect. So what does the spiritual master do? He just brings to your attention the instruction given by the Supreme Lord. And these instructions are all aimed at helping us to have the love of God. So one should be faith and reverence, follow the instructions of the spiritual master. And what's the desire of the spiritual master? The desire is that the devotee may get attached to the holy name. You may get attached to the philosophy. You may get attached to the personal devotion. Because presently our attachments are misplaced. And to the path of devotional service, we reject what is wrong and accept what is right. So one should have faith and reverence for the spiritual master. There was a young boy suffering from heavy diabetes. So his mother would tell him all the time, son, stop eating sugar. It's bad for your health. But the son just wouldn't stop. So mother wasn't getting anxiety. So she went and she took her son to the Guruji and said, my son has such high diabetes, he won't stop eating sweets. Can you please correct him, order him? The Guru said, I'll order him, but not today. Come back after 1 week. So the 1 week, the mother took the son again to the Guruji. And the Guruji said, son, don't eat sweets. It's bad for your health. And the son said, okay, mother, okay, Guruji, I won't do it. So the mother was surprised. I've been breaking my head with no success. And he just, Guruji said one word, and the disciple separated. But then she said, but if it was so simple, why did he tell this last week? Why did I have to come back again? And then the Guru said, 1 week ago, I was eating sweets myself. So how about that? Now I've given up eating sweets, so I can instruct him. So the point is that The spiritual teacher preaches by example. So one must have faith in reverence, have faith. Sometimes what happens, the devotee joins. He's very keen to ask questions and to give guidance. But then he reaches a stage where he thinks, now, I don't need any guidance. I know everything. Prabhupada says, in Bengali, he is saying, a galloping horse cannot eat grass off the ground. Horse is galloping. And it will not be possible for a galloping horse or left to eat grass off the ground. So Papa said, if a disciple thinks that, now I can go above the spiritual master. The next offense is no. The next offense. The Vedas contain eternal wisdom. Eternal wisdom means Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma means it existed, it is existing, it will exist. Vedic scripture, for example, have been in existence since times immemorial, and it will continue to exist and continue to exist. One thing is that Vedas are outdated. The Srimad Bhagavatam is outdated. The Bhagavad Gita is outdated. That is a great difference. Prabhupada took the Vedic text and preached all over the world. And he established that these books are as relevant today as they were yesterday. And Prabhupada said, these books will be read for the next 10,000 years. So we should not undermine the Vedic message. We should have full faith. Vedas are containing eternal wisdom. The next one. Because the glory of chanting Hare Krishna, and exaggeration, and give some interpretation. The holy names of the Lord, as we said, are not different from the Lord. And the scriptures say, Harinama eva kevalam, karona seva daseva eva kedeva. Chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the holy name. All over the world today, the devotees are chanting Hare Krishna. So to think that this is an exaggeration. The holy name cannot be so powerful. So I'm going to chant publicly the holy name 16 times. But privately, I will chant other mantras also. So, because you think that glory is an exaggeration, that is a big offense. We should know that the holy name is no different from the Lord. And the Lord incarnates the holy name. Why? To inspire us to take the path of devotion. And if you have extra time, then what you can do, chant more rounds. 16 rounds that we have been assigned, it's just the beginning. It's not the end. Prabhupada, for example, when he first started the first temple in New York, he told the disciples, at that time there were only American disciples. He said, chant 64 rounds. For devotees tried, they couldn't succeed. So they went back to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, 64 rounds, impossible. Prabhupada said, okay, 232 rounds. He tried again for 2-3 days. Came back and said, those days they used to call Prabhupada Swami. So they said, Swami, 32 rounds is difficult. And Prabhupada said, 16 rounds and no less. Final. So, 16 rounds is just the minimum and not the maximum. So if we have more time, chant the holy name. The ceremony is only one chanting 64 rounds a day. So you should chant as much as you can. And 1600 is the minimum. Then to give some interpretation to the chanting of the holy name. By chanting the holy name, you're praying to the Lord. Please engage me in devotional service. Please engage me in devotional service. This is the devotee's prayer. Next offense says, to commit sins on the strength of chanting. Prabhupada often said, this is the most serious of all offenses. Committing sins on the strength of chanting. What does this really mean? I say, I'm an initiated devotee now. I'm a sannyasi, I'm a Brahmin, and I'm chanting all these Brahmins. So if I commit any offenses, the Lord will be obliged to protect me. Because I'm chanting, I donate to the temple. You're going to claim credit for this service you're doing. That, Prabhupada said, is the most serious of all offenses. We don't chant with the intention that the chant will nullify our sinful activity. We don't chant with the intention, now that I'm chanting, I can also commit sin. That should be avoided. Our goal should be no more sinning. We've sinned enough. Now we have a chance to completely give it up. Then what was the next offense? The chanting of Hare Krishna is not some type of karma khanda. Karma khanda is a sort of business relationship with the Lord. I will give you this, you will give me this. This chanting is not some type of karma khanda. This chanting is a pure appeal by the Lord, to the Lord. Please engage me in devotional service. Next is to preach the message of the Lord to the Israel. Krishna says, or Chaitanya says, 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐭. Wherever you see, tell him, give him this knowledge about Krishna. What knowledge? Krishna is supreme. And perfection of our life is we surrender to the Supreme Personality of God. So, we tell everyone to chant the holy name. This is when we go in Harinam. You don't screen who can stand next to the party, because you don't think this person is sincere or insincere. We should tell everyone to chant the holy name. The other offense is to maintain material attachment in spite of chanting the holy name. Material attachments are a stumbling block. Material attachments are the cause of entanglement. So we've come to spiritual life. You got initiated. But you still can't give up your attachment. I'm going to go to the movies regularly. I'm going to watch cricket matches. I'm going to socialize. So that is an offense. You may take the spiritual life because the candidate has been taught for a long time. He knows what is favorable, what is unfavorable. So material attachments are a stumbling block. And therefore, the candidate, the anxious to correct that. Take for example, if you have a disease, do you want the disease cured, or you think that the disease remains? So material attachment is a form of severe disease. It can be corrected by the power of devotion. The stand offense has the second part of the meaning also. That is, not be attentive on chanting. We discuss this almost in every lecture, because this is very important for a person's spiritual life. And when we're chanting the holy name, we should be attentive. Now what does this attentiveness mean? Sometimes devotees say, my mind is wandering, and so on. What should I do? The mind may wander. Krishna says, Chanchalaimana, Krishna. Krishna, the mind is more careful than the man. Mind is obstinate. And so, what do? Papa said, ignore the mind. That's like a mother goes with a child to a supermarket. The child will identify. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. The mother does it. Yeah? So similarly, we sit down to chant at 16 Ram. We should do that with attention. Which means, make this your only activity. Not that with one hand you want to read the newspaper, the other hand you want to take a phone. Because the holy name in it, not different from the law. And the holy name is the most important medium for the big level of God. So we should be attentive while chanting the holy name. And the more attentive we are, the better will be the spiritual result. So we hope that all those who are accepting initiation, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, be attentive in the chanting. This applies to everyone. We should not think. I'm a senior devotee. It doesn't apply to me. It applies to everyone. So therefore, we all have to be careful. Those of you who are educated should also make it a point to read Prabhupada's books. You read these books, you get enlightened. Sometimes we think, no one's going to read these books. These books are outdated. They're not outdated. They're not outdated. And Prabhupada said, for the next 10,000 years, there will be literature. After that, it will be taken away. So we hope that all candidates who have accepted initiation, the chanting of the holy name, will take it seriously. And the goal will be to make spiritual advance. So we should make sure that whatever we eat at home is offered to the Lord. It's not that I'm an initiative. I can eat, buy stuff in the store and eat it. So we chant without the differences. At least we try to minimize the differences. This chanting will have great effect. Sometimes we say, we've been chanting for so many years. How come I'm not developing love of God? But the fault is not in the doctor. The fault is not in the medicine. The fault is in the patient. We consume that medicine. So we hope that all those who are initiated and are getting initiated will take their vows seriously. We have holding this ceremony in the presence of Prabhupada, in the presence of the Lordship, Śrīla, in the presence of the Vaishnava, in the presence of the TV camera. So what we're saying is, I agree to chant 16 hours a day. I agree to follow these rules. So the rules are beautiful. Also today, several devotees are accepting initiation into the chanting of the Yatri mantra. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, what are the qualities of a Brahmana? Shamotapato Kocham, Shanti Society will be divided into social and spiritual orders. Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya. Brahmanas are the head of the body. In the presence of Vaishnavas, Brahmana is absolutely essential. And what are the qualities of a Brahmana? Who knows? Well, Brahmana should be peaceful. Brahmana should be peaceful. But what do you have to do to be peaceful? What? Become single-pointed in your approach to life. That means make spiritual life your main activity. And you may be doing a job, you may be doing business, you may be working, studying, no problem. But keep pleasing Krishna in the center of your life. And then you will be peaceful. But if you are thinking, what should I do? Pursue material life, spiritual life. Then you will not be peaceful. So Brahman should be peaceful. Then Namo, you must have self-control. In spiritual life, everyone should have self-control. You may think, oh, they say only Brahmanas should. No, we have self-control. Self-control means I must control my senses and my mind. Control that. Control it means I control my senses and prevent them from going in the wrong direction. We have intelligence, we can discriminate. Then austerity. Tapodevya Putraka Yena Sattva. Or Rishabdev says, my dear 100 sons, please follow the path of austerity. Austerity means you voluntarily give up what is detrimental in favor of what is conducive. You're voluntarily doing it. Unless somebody is forcing you. And you chant with this mentality, you can make Krishna. So, we said, several austerity we do. For example, the tongue. The tongue is very addicted to talking without discrimination, isn't it? Once you come to spiritual life, you understand. Prajalpanya Magaha. Prajalpanya will be the cause of your spiritual life getting ruined. Therefore you avoid prajalpa. So, the spiritual master and the books can explain to you what is detrimental, what is conducive. Then, purity. You must have heard the famous phrase in this one. Purity the fourth. Heard that before? Purity the fourth. It's not that to attract people, you have to be more professional singer. Purity the fourth. You have purity, the Krishna mercy will flow. Purity, having purity means what? Then I'm following the rules and regulations. And this is the path I follow. And by following this path, the impurity will go away. There must be purity. Then there must be tolerance. 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐚𝐜𝐿. Nānapi Sunicena. Turupi. Manina Manandana Kirtana. Krishna says, you want to chant the holy name of the Lord. And what did he say? Muhammad is afraid of God. More tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false pleasure. The tree is extremely tolerant. When it's raining, you may escape and come inside a building. When it's cold, you may wear warm clothes. When it's hot, warm, you use the AC here. But a tree can't take it. A tree can't run and reset up. So Lord Chaitanya says, more tolerant than a tree. Devoid of false pleasure. I should understand I'm the eternal servant of the Lord. And know that I'm all that great. And more tolerant than a tree. Devoid of false pleasure. False pleasure. I am proud of my skills, humility, etc. This body should cultivate the mood of humility. So, qualities of a Brahmana, and then in Bhagavad Gita. One is Gopal was asked, a few occasions, Gopal was asked, Swamiji, can you do some magic? Magic? But one magic I've done. So the man was very curious. What magic is Swami did that? He said, "Can you tell me what magic you've done?" I have converted thousands of bleachers into Brahmanas. I've converted thousands of debauchees to the path of devotion. So that is no small achievement. Prabhupada took the holy name, helped organize it all over the world, open centers, etc. And people are appreciating the glories of the holy name. So the holy name is no different from the Lord. And the Lord descends to propagate the chanting of the holy name. So we hope that those who are taking Brahman will also be Brahman in action. One problem I find in some area, people come and take Brahman, they say that, yes, we will do deity worship, but we don't do it. So your taking Brahman initiation is helpful only if you act like a Brahman. Then Brahman must be honored. You must have a spiritual knowledge. That's why in ISKCON, Krishna was not given Brahman Diksha. Really passes the Krishna thing. So that knowledge is tested and applied. So we hope that all these candidates who are accepting second initiation will be, what will they be? Genuine Brahmana. A genuine Brahmana is very useful to the Lord. Anandapuri is a great devotee of the Lord. The Lord came to him in a dream and told him, "Please rescue me, Swami." And he came, he dug deeply, he found the deity. And then the Lord told him, "Anandapuri, I'm grateful to you for your service, but I'm still feeling great heat. Please go and bring sandalwood for me." So Anandapuri undertook 2,000-mile trip on land, barefooted on feet, just to bring sandalwood for the Lord. So sometimes the Lord may tell you, "Go and bring sandalwood for me." And you should do that. Walking. Anandapuri went walking to prove his loyalty to the Lord. So we should take the Krishna consciousness seriously. Chant, read, and meditate, and practice the process of Krishna consciousness. The process of Krishna consciousness is simply giving more and more breath. Ananda Buddhi, by chanting the holy name, one of the benefits is spiritual bliss will go on increasing. So we hope that those who are taking initiation, chanting the holy name, will endeavor to chant sincerely, not just bullet rounds, Once the father came back, once the son came back from a business trip, and the father told the son, "You must chant 60 rounds a day." What did he use? The next day, father inquired, "Did you chant your rounds today?" I said, "Yeah." "How did you finish it so fast?" He said, "On the first beat, I chanted the whole mantra. On the other beats, it was So, we're not hanging for ditto rounds. And the more attentive your chanting is, you get it with the spiritual aspiration. So we hope that the candidates seeking first and second initiation will live up to their expectation. And we should regularly read Prabhupada books, distribute them, and serve in the temple as much as they can, and be determined to make spiritual advancement. Hare Krishna. So, now we can next part of our program, which is, what's the next part of it? Yeah. We have a fast track process and a slow track process. But how many candidates? Give me how many candidates?
Six.
Okay. There are only 6 candidates. I've called them one by one. Usually, we have make an initiation. We have a process of going fast. But we won't do that. So now, the candidates are going to get their name and we give you a japamala and we give you a slip in which the name and the meaning is mentioned. Okay? So what do? We'll call the names and then you can go over obeisances to Prabhupada. After that you can come to me. Now taking the beads from me, 2 offer obeisances here. Just go to the Lord and offer obeisances. One outside of the altar. Okay? What do you call the name? So,
All the first initials we come from Anand Prabhu. Come in the order that we call. So Anand Prabhu, Chinmay, Jaren Prabhu,
where is it? B.
Mike Prabhu, I have 2. Four for the 4 men. Do you have it?
Do you need more beads?
No, we have them all.
Yeah.
Maharaja Gopal Kṛṣṇa Goswami Maharaja इति नाम प्रभुपादस्य स्वागतं प्रकाशोत्तरं च प्रचारं कर्तुं साधुवाद
How many rounds a day to chant? How many rounds to chant every day?
Minimum 16 rounds. On 8WC 25 rounds.
So probably 4 principles.
No meat eating, including fish, eggs, onion, garlic. No gambling, no intoxication, including coffee, tea, and no illicit sex.
Also studying proper book. Reading proper book.
Bhagavad Gita.
So your spiritual name is, your parents gave you a spiritual name, Anand Kusam. So your spiritual name is Ananda Gopinatha.
Ananda Gopinatha!
Gopal Kṛṣṇa Goswami इति नाम्नि प्रभुपादाश्रय साहित्यं प्रकाशस्य वितर एव च प्रचारं कीर्तवान् साधु भगवत्पादाय नमः.
Chinmaya Prabhu?
Yes.
How many rounds a day to chant?
Minimum 16 rounds.
And on Ekadashi, no special day.
On Ekadashi, I chant 25 rounds.
And what are the 4 examples?
No meat eating, including eggs, fish, onion and garlic. No intoxication, including tea and coffee. No illicit sex and no gambling.
Your name human birth was Chinmaya. His spiritual name will be Chinmaya Chaitanya.
Chinmaya
Thanks.
Jaron Prabhu.
Om Krishna Gopal Kṛṣṇa Goswami
So, they do chant.
Amendment of 16, 25 rounds on Ekadashi. No meat eating, including fish, eggs, onion and garlic. No intoxications, including coffee and tea. No illicit sex, and no gambling.
Jaren likes living in a farm. So his spiritual name is Jaya Hari Das. There are several candidates for Brahmin initiation, and after the program, you're going to come to my residence.
Gopal Kṛṣṇa Goswami Prabhu Parasya Sahita Vichara Pachani
Still the original temple. Find you very sincere. Important thing like how many on the day to chant?
16 minimum, 25 on Ekadashi.
What are the four principles? What are the four principles?
No meat eating, including fish, eggs, onion, and garlic. No intoxication, including caffeine and coffee. No gambling, and no illicit sex.
Your spiritual name is Leela Sundari Devidas.
Nirja Mataji.
How many other day to chant?
Minimum 16.
Ekadashi.
Ekadashi, 525.
And what are the four regular principles?
Garlic, fish.
Okay. So come to the Guru's house where I'm living. Okay?